Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Up and Adam. Guys, I can't wait. This is crazy. So I'm going to be covering 90 Day Happily Ever After. By the way, guys, a lot of you sound off in the comments and you're always like, you get so excited and you say guys too much and blah, blah, blah. Don't be a Jolene. Nobody likes a Jolene. Nobody's welcoming a Jolene. So guys, also with that being said, you know the goal that we have in mind. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to say this before we jump into the recap, by the way. I have two things to cover. Once we hit 10,000 subscribers, one, I'm going to bring my fiance on, and two, we're going to open a merch store. The merch store is going to cater to anti-bullying. So we're going to, I guess, turn a negative into a positive. It's going to be good. I can't wait. And then also, guys, we have a free vacation giveaway. Did you guys forget? If you haven't, make sure you go watch the video, like the video, comment on the video, share the video, and make sure, most importantly, that you subscribe. That way, you know, you have a chance to win. Hi, guys. Everyone's hi. Sincerity, Jennifer, Luna, Carla. Wow, everyone's in here. Guys, 50 in the room, and we just opened. Holy cow. Hi, guys. Everyone, welcome. Angela had me. I know, guys. All right, guys, we're going to start with Colt and Jess. So Jess knocks on the door with security, I guess. Colt gets another hotel room and comes back the next morning, guys. I don't know what to make of this situation. So Colt is pretty much telling Jess, like, you're starting to alarm me with your behavior, and pretty much that she's starting to act like Larissa without grouping her. He's definitely grouping her. Obviously, we see this. And Jess is like, listen, you lied to me. You lied to me about Vanessa. And if you would have told the truth, this wouldn't have happened. So this is your fault. I don't know. He said, you shouldn't have thrown the shoe. She said, you shouldn't have lied. So at this point, whose side are you on? Honestly, I would have thrown the shoe too. If you lie to me and you come over and fly all the way across the world, and I don't condone violence, by the way, but if you come all the way across the world and meet my family, meet my aunts and everything, have me talk about you, and then I find out that you're meeting somebody that you've been telling me the whole time that you haven't been talking to, yeah, there would be a problem. There would be a problem, obviously, guys. Come on. Open, like, hello, be aware. So the whole point is, I guess Colt thinks this is worth it, so he's trying to make it work. Cool. That's, I mean, all right, maybe it could. We know it can't. And Debbie's like, no freaking way. So I guess where do I go? I don't know how to do this without like completely exposing everything that I know coming up. So Jess wants to go to the airport because she wants to see them off. But Debbie is upset because she's like, why is she coming to the airport with us? Aren't you like, haven't you learned anything? Don't you get it? She's kind of behaving like Larissa. Like, what are we doing here? I don't understand anymore. And Colt's like, we talked, like we talked it out, and it's going to be okay. I love her, and this is my person pretty much. And Debbie's like, oh, hell no. This is not your person. This is not right. And she doesn't want her going to the airport because she doesn't want Colt to propose. Remember, guys, even though Colt got the shoe thrown at him, she still saw Colt pull Jess's dad to the side. This is a mouthful. Pull Jess's dad to the side. So obviously, like, Mama Deb is on it. That's why she came here in the first place. She's not going to let Colt go there and make the same exact mistake because, mind you, it wasn't just him who went through it the first time. It was Debbie who went through it. She wanted her to lose the machine, remember, in the house. Oh, God. I don't think it was the cats because she got her another cat. But, yeah, I don't know. Larissa was like a whole nother thing. We're going to talk about Larissa and Eric next, but they were like a whole nother thing. But Colt finally asked Debbie to give them a minute to say goodbye. And of course, Debbie, like I said, was like, please, please, please don't propose. And I don't know. I guess we're going to find out in the future what happens or what's to come in the next episodes. But at the same time, it's like, we know that they're not together. So obviously it doesn't work. Let's just move on. Let's move on to a relationship that is working. Angela and Michael. So we're going to the marriage registry. Angela said this is a waste of her damn time. Can't nobody counselor us? And I like that because my family's a little bit country in their own, way. I'm not saying she's country, but I like the way that she says it and I like the accent. These counselors say, with all due, respect, you need to be more submissive. You need to support Michael. You need to kind of be the wife and like put Michael up here, you're down here. Angela said, no, 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 no. I'm not going to be submissive. He needs to respect me and mine. And she said the same thing to his aunt. She said, no, you need to, like, yes, I respect his culture, but I'm not going to be submissive to him. And it doesn't make me a bad wife. I respect the culture. Now it's time you respect my culture. Angela, it's about, like, I'm loving Angela this season, guys. The fact that she's sticking up for herself the whole time, she should be. Honestly, she's done everything right. We've watched her before. She's gone over this. I've talked about this on other episodes. Like, it's about time that they start kind of getting with the program of her culture too. It's not one-sided. Thank you, Grandma Scary. Thank you so much for the super chat. I have 4 kids. I'll pay her. Mama Angela needs to do cameos. I like that. Yeah, she should do cameos. All right. But no, the counselor, the thing, you know, Angela thought that it was a little bit like crazy. And I'm not going to lie. I thought it was a little bit off too. I'm not disrespecting the culture, but also I'm not going to have you sit across the table and tell me, you know, like that my relationship, it is or it is, you know, like it is or it isn't, or it should be, or what it should be. That doesn't even make sense. You just met me because I'm going to tell you that I met someone over the internet. Now you're the expert and you know everything we've been through. And also you haven't even seen Angela have like a temper tantrum yet. So trust me, for you to say they're they're not. We're going to keep moving on because I mean, I just don't feel like this is going to work. I'm hoping that it's going to work, but I just don't see the matchup on it. Angela was killing me with all that stuff in her. Yeah, I know. I saw that too. She is speaking from Nigeria culture perspective. I see that, but also Angela should finally, I mean, I understand what she's saying. She's like, Michael's coming to America. So with all due respect, you guys should start respecting my culture too, because he's going to, when we get to America, this is how it's going to be. I'm not going to be cooking for him every night. I'm not going to be like, you know, doing everything. Kind of get with the program. This is how it's going to be. And I think it's more of a realistic approach anyways, because I think that if she sits there and like, does the whole smoke and mirrors thing. And she's like, look, Michael, like, I'm going to cook for you. I'm going to do this, blah, 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 and cater to him. And then all of a sudden they get back to the States and she's like, well, you're on your own. That's a bigger problem. So why would she do that? Michael said that to Angela is the breadwinner. Yeah, she is. And she's paying for the apartment, guys. 76 in the room, guys. Let's try to hit 100. Okay, so Michael's aunt said you need to, I mean, not you need to, but if you marry Angela, you're going to lose your honor. So you're going to lose your honor, and pretty much because she's not submissive, and he can't have both. Mind you, she's kind of like the head honcho of the group, so she's directing everything. Maybe not directing, but she at least has a big input. So if she says something along with her and mom, that's what goes. And it's obviously like we see in 90 Day Fiancé a lot within many different cultures that the parents have a lot of say-so, right? But this is no different. You know, like they really do have a lot of say-so. It's super important that Michael has a baby, and it's super important that he doesn't let down his family. Like what his mom says, it's important. Don't forget that, guys. Let's move on to Tanya and Sinjin. Hi from Seminole, Florida. Hi back from Palm Beach, but I'm not in Palm Beach, but hi back. Jamal, no woman is going to cater to a man who will not be working. True. 85 in the room, guys. Let's try to hit 100. So Tanya and Sinjin, or Tanya. I always mess this up. It's really hard for me. Sinjin meets up with his old roommates. Guys, it was so funny when they're sitting there making fun of him for gaining a little bit of weight. And no, it's not funny to make fun of somebody for being heftier, but he has a good sense of humor about it. So it's okay. They're pretty much saying like, all right, so America, you get fried food. It really is like that. Like, wow, you put on some weight and, you know, and then we get to find out more about the roommates, and we find out that they really never enjoyed living with Tanya in the first place. I wasn't even aware that they lived together. So they did for a whole 2 months, and they were pretty vocal about how awful it was. Apparently she liked things her way and they liked things their way, but I guess their guy environment wasn't conducive to a healthy living situation for like a woman. And that was their point. And Sinjin was like, I don't care. I'm still bringing her around. So yeah, I the way that he was talking, I think he's moving back. I don't think we're keeping Sinjin in the States. I think he's gone. If you know something that I don't, please comment below because I want to know. But I definitely think that he's gone. Paul and Karini. So Karini locks herself in the bathroom. This is a different kind of crazy, guys. I mean, I don't know whose side to take. So obviously, if you guys have seen me talk about this on Sherelle's World, you know that like about the whole glass shards in the food sitch, the running off, maybe pregnant with somebody else's baby, now getting the police involved. You guys know all of the gossip. So with that being said, whose side do we take here? Is Karini locking herself in the room or the bathroom hours at a time because Paul is really just out there and we're not seeing what the camera's not picking up? Or is Karini just so over this situation because it's not what she thought? So she's going to make any situation a negative, make anything a bad thing, and then, you know, kind of just like she's already made up her mind. So no matter what, he could do whatever, like anything good, and it's still going to be bad. I guess that's my point. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. So I don't know, guys. I guess we're going to find out. We did see Paul's mom. Paul's mom shows up and Karini's still not coming out. Paul's mom chases Karini down the street. She's like, no. Just the same way that she says like no to Paul. No, Paul's mom. No, Paul's mom. You're not coming. Like, don't chase after me. Please give me my space. She's going back to Brazil. We see it already. Let's keep it moving because this couple, they didn't really have a lot of airtime on this episode. So Kalani and Asuelu. Asuelu's family wants the money. This is my favorite part of the episode. Asuelu's family wants the money. Tamia's sister thinks Kalani is controlling him. She thinks that her family has money as long as they have money, whatever the case is, that, you know, Asuelu's family doesn't matter. And whatever Kalani says, Asuelu does. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think that she's kind of a voice of reason. And I think that three women sitting across the table and saying, like, do you have my money? Did you bring mom her money? 100's not enough. I think that that's maybe a little bit aggressive. And I think Kalani has a better approach. Like, she was just like, you know, let's buy them some gifts. Let's give them a little bit of money and kind of show a nice gesture and then bring the grandkids around or the nephews, bring them around and, you know, kind of let the family get to see them and spend time. And let's go there and just spend time as a family and make memories. But they were really dead set on like, no, we want $1,000. Okay. Thank you, Grandma Scary. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, they were super dead set on it. Guys, 95 in the room, 100. Please, let's get to 100. Everybody, as you entered the room, please like this video. And also, we have 95 in the room. I'm giving away a free vacation. Check out my community tab and also my videos. I sound a little stuffed up, but I think I'm getting a little bit sick. I might be. I'm losing my voice too. Asuelu needs his sister to get her man a job. Okay. Asuelu thinks that the tension between families, maybe he'll have to choose. Maybe he can't have both Kalani and his mom and his sisters. I think that really his sisters just need to get over it because I think this is kind of getting a little bit old. Asuelu tries to explain, I'm in America now. I have a family. I have obligations. My kids can die. I think that was a little bit dramatic. I think that could have been a little bit potentially extra. But he goes, my kids could die. I've seen homeless people. I've seen it all, and I don't want to be out there. Guys, 100 in the room. Thank you so much. Let's hit 150. I have a lot of energy tonight. And she's like, no, you need to send me the money. You need to work harder. She didn't care. She's like, nope. His mom said, I'm not going to respect you until you man up, you get more work, and you start supporting the family even more than you do now. Because if you don't do that, you don't step up, nope, get out of my face. I have no time for you. And Asuelu's really just kind of pleading. Mind you guys, this guy serves yogurt samples. yogurt samples. So he's not making that much money. Even Kalani said, like, he barely makes that a month. So let alone, like, you're asking for a whole month's pay from him. Are you in touch with reality? And also, what is Tammy doing? Where does she work? Why doesn't she work? Yeah. What are you guys saying here in the comments? I want to know. I have to figure that. Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem like that, you know? He made a valid point while talking. He said, with or without money, Kalani's family still loves each other. They skipped right over that and was like, well, yeah, they get money. They can take care of you. Yeah, it's all about money. All right, guys, I don't want to sit here and like dwell on the family, but you guys know how I feel about it. His mom just kept saying, work harder and harder and harder, and you need to support the family. If not, you're a big disappointment. And Tammy's not doing anything. And I thought, I was almost like, if Kalani would have dragged one of the sisters, again, I don't condone violence, but I was waiting for it. I wouldn't have been surprised. I'll say that for sure. Let's move on to Larissa and Eric. So Larissa and Eric, honestly, at this point, I don't know which one's worse, Larissa or Jess. But Larissa really is kind of like bad on her own. She has her own stuff going on. And Jess was technically only bad because Vanessa got brought into the picture. And only because Deb really instigated that whole situation. Because had she not have said that, they probably would have had a good night. That's a lot going on. And I'm going to breathe for a second. But guys, so I don't know which one's worse, but after I just got done saying that, I really think Larissa's worse. But Larissa and Eric, Larissa's attorney, Adam, said that he was going to handle her third domestic battery case. Larissa's like, I'm not going back to Brazil. She's so stressed about going back to Brazil. Her lawyer was like, I'm going to get your charges not dropped, but I'm going to get them lessened. And okay, yeah. She said Colt shot her 3 times or shot at her 3 times, but she dodged the bullet 3 times. What an analogy. I don't know, guys. Thank you, Mary, for the super chat. Thank you. But she still, you guys, you have to remember, she still has to fight for immigration. She still has to fight these charges. She has to avoid toxic relationships. She has to get away from Eric. She has to make sure that she doesn't see Colt or Debbie. There's so much that's going bad for her. And I've never seen somebody in my life have such a hard time like staying out of trouble. I feel like it's really not that hard, but it seems like, 3 offenses, less than X amount of time. This is obviously kind of a thing for her. But we're going to see what happens with her. The rumor is that she ends up getting sent back to Brazil. I'm not sure. I don't want to make anything up. We're going to find out. And if you guys know what happens to Larissa, just comment below. I want to know. Elizabeth and Andre. So Andre. Elizabeth says that she's never seen Andre this aggressive or mad. Andre's like, I'm sorry. What do you want? Or, what do you want me to do? And she's like, I want you to apologize. He's like, you're my wife. You should understand. I've already said sorry to you. I don't need to say sorry to anybody else. And she's like, no, you do need to say sorry. You need to apologize to Chuck and Charlie, her brother and her dad. And he's like, well, I'm not going to go talk to them because of their attitude, and I don't want them to pop off, whatever. I don't want them to get mad. So you need to facilitate the conversation. And she's like, what? Why would I facilitate the conversation? You're a grown man. And he's kind of like, no, you need to go talk to them. And I thought that was just ridiculous, whatever. But okay, she goes to their Airbnb. Elizabeth goes to Chuck and Charlie's Airbnb, and she starts talking to them about the night before, the whole blow up. And Chuck and Charlie, they're kind of like, we don't understand where things went left. Like, where did everything go wrong? And she's like, Andre felt like you were really prying in with the questions, whatever. And they felt like Andre and his friends they're hiding something, that they were pretty much coached, that the friends were coached before they got there to hide something. And potentially, because he did say, if you guys caught this in previous episodes, Andre did say, like, if you ask my friends, they're not going to tell you anything. So if he already knows that they're going to ask questions, I mean, he could have totally sent out a text message to 5 people and said, guys, like if they ask you something, don't say a thing. It would take nothing, right? So Andre pretty much is starting to apologize, and he's like, I want to continue this wedding. And Elizabeth's like, well, if you want to continue the wedding, my dad's paying for it. You need to talk to my parents. Or, well, not my parents, my dad and my brother. Of course, Andre doesn't want to go talk to the family. Basically, and Chuck and Charlie, they're fed up. They're not afraid of Andre. They're done with him. And Chuck wants an apology. And he's saying, before I pay for this wedding, I want an apology, or you're not going to see my checkbook. That's a big deal, guys, because mind you, Andre, his family doesn't have the means. They don't have the means. They can't pay for this wedding. All of his friends are expecting this big party. Everybody thinks he's a house husband, period. So the point is, like, if this is canceled, he's going to look like a big joke, and he cannot look like a joke. So he's going to do whatever he has to do to make this work. And Elizabeth, too, like at this point, she doesn't want to embarrass him. She doesn't want to hear this for the rest of her life. She just wants him to make this better. I kind of feel bad. She's like stuck in the middle a little bit. Guys, 121 in the room. Everyone like this video on your way in and make sure we get more eyes in on it. And guys, if you haven't already, make sure you check out, I'm giving away a free vacation. So just check out my community tab. Yeah. So, yeah. Chuck and Charlie are fed up. Chuck and Charlie, they go to meet Andre, and Andre tries saying too much alcohol was involved. Chuck's like, you know, my daughter shouldn't be the one that has to mend faces or offenses. And have you been like this before? You know, like, is this the real side? Are we seeing something that we haven't seen in the States? Like, kind of what's going on? And pretty much what Andre is trying to say is like, listen, let's move forward. I'm sorry. Let's just have this wedding. Let's move forward. And Chuck is like, no, we're going to take it day by day. You know, we're going to see. And Chuck is pretty much dangling this carrot of a wedding over his head saying like, you respect me. You show me respect. You start answering some questions. This is the vibe I'm getting. You start answering some questions. Maybe I'll pay for your wedding. Otherwise, we're about to make you look like a big fat joke. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. And if anybody wants to call in, you're more than welcome. I'm also debating right now doing Darcy and Stacy tomorrow, guys. So I don't know if in the morning, I've already covered Darcy and Stacy. Obviously, it's premiered tonight. And it premiered early too. I've covered it, but if you guys want to, answer the poll in my community tab that I'm going to post after this. And yeah, if you want to, if I get at least like 30 yeses, then I'll cover Darcy and Stacy in the morning. And then also I'm going to be covering the Real Housewives of Potomac with Sherelle on Sherelle's World in the morning. And tomorrow we're covering The Other Way of 90 Day Fiance. Don't also forget, guys, don't forget that we have Super Bravo Tuesday on Tuesday. We have special guests, a lot of special guests. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And also I have to warn you guys, we just have to be careful. So I have special guests that you might want to rip into for certain situations. And I've had certain comments that say, like, if I see so-and-so, I'm going to say X, Y, and Z. You can't do that on the live. If you do that, we're not going to get the people to come back. That's a problem. We want the people to come back. We're not here to like be super opinionated. I can't talk. I'm sorry. Opinionated. We're here to kind of like let them have a conversation with us. And then when they get off, we'll be opinionated, but don't like rip them apart. Okay. All right. I'm so excited to bring somebody else on to talk. I feel like I can't talk. Hi, Carla.
Hi, Adam.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I just feel like I drank all my water and I can't talk. I lost my voice today. But with that being said, what was your favorite part of tonight?
Definitely Sinjin and hanging out with his friends.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with them so bad. They're so loud and raunchy like me. It's so cool.
I love the fact that he was able to play off too. They were sitting there making fun of his weight and they're like, oh, you're getting healthy over there pretty much. And he's like, yeah.
Right.
I forgot what he said. He said something about the bigger the belly, the bigger the pocket, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he got money though?
What money does Sinjin have?
Exactly. My point exactly.
Yeah. I was about to say, no, it's not. It should be the bigger the bigger the belly, the better the deal. Like the 2-for-1s or the, you know what I mean?
The 5 for 5.
Yeah, 5 for 5.
Say 5.
Yeah, like that. All right, so I'm gonna also bring on Jamal and ask him what's his favorite part of tonight. Jamal,
Tuesday,
hi guys.
how are you?
How are you guys?
Good.
So my favorite has to be when they stood up, Asuelu and Kalani stood up to his mother. That's my favorite part. He's picking up on what's actually going on. But then but playing devil's advocate, I kind of get where the mom is coming from, because the mom said, like, when they were in Samoa, he pretty much gave her all the money. Wherever she needed, she got. So she was used to that, and now the way she's looking at it is that, okay, this woman's coming in and taking my money.
No, yeah, it's in with the new, out with the old. Yeah,
Right.
Those times have changed. He's like, I have a family now. I'm not doing this crap anymore. I love that he's sticking up for himself too. But I was waiting for Kalani to grab somebody by the head. And again, like, I'm not condoning the violence, but had she have done it, I totally would have just almost like some scenes we see in Bravo, like with VPR when Tom got Jax and stuff like that, when it was like a necessary like this was a necessary situation, and almost borderline was getting there. It wasn't quite, but that's what it felt like.
But see, that would have been right. But see, that would have been really, really petty, and I just called the police on them and had extortion charges filed. And then maybe all y'all get deported and I got to worry about you.
Guys, don't mess with Jamal. Jamal's petty.
I'm petty. Because
petty Betty
to treat your son like that, and I honestly get, like, the sending money home and, like, but why do you need money to the church? I mean, it's not like the church. You and the church need a job. Y'all can both go to the temp agency, find a job. You go work with the church on some projects. Do something, because I'm not giving you money to send back to the church. If you need money, I'll give you what I have or what I can afford, and you can deal with it.
There's too many fabric stores out here. They can go to the fabric store. She can weave baskets. She said she was bored. Go get some fabric.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's many other things too. I mean, she could start a YouTube.
Asuelu's mom
YouTube
channel?
weaving baskets. There you go.
YouTube, how to weave a basket.
But did you guys catch her, like,
from
what
Carla?
What was confusing to me was when she was talking, she was complaining about living here, like how she was stronger in Samoa, she could weave the baskets. I'm like, well, if you don't like it here, why are you still staying? If you don't feel as strong or as active, why don't you go back to Samoa and live that
Because
life?
it might be one of those fine lines, like, oh, I miss it here, and yes, this is everything that I love, but this offers me a better life, and I know that it's a better life. It's a nicer bathroom, it's more hygienic, but I really, really just miss the culture, and you just have to pick the one that's potentially healthier for you and your two daughters. So, and she's just had to make that decision. Yeah.
Now, does she live with one of the daughters?
I'm sure. I bet you both. I feel like they all live with her.
Right. I was trying to figure out, like, well,
that's what I was about to say. But did y'all?
Yeah,
catch
they for sure
Tammy's
all live
comment?
together.
Did y'all catch Tammy's comment when she was like that? Asuelu moved out here strictly for money. That he only was supposed to move out here to use Kalani's money to send back home, but it didn't work out like that. So now she doesn't like Kalani.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody's gonna start getting dirty now just to try to tear Kalani down, and they think that they're gonna do whatever they can to make it work. Carla, Jamal, stay on real quick. I'm gonna drop you down, and I'm gonna bring two more people up, and then I'm gonna bring you guys back up.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. All right. So I also have in the room. Hi, Sincerity. I'm also going to bring up Harpreet.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm so excited to talk to you. You're one of my favorites.
Oh, thank you. How are you?
Good. I actually have a different perspective on Andre. So my dad's family's here in the US and my mom lived in England, and she moved out here by herself, and the rest of her family's in England when she married my dad. And I know sometimes when you're the only one and you're marrying into another family, if they don't like something you're doing, it's kind of all of them against you and you start getting defensive. So I can kind of see why Andre gets so defensive and he doesn't really have anyone supporting him. But with that said, he does act kind of crazy sometimes.
Yeah, but I think that there has to be I get that it's cultural and whatever the case is, but this whole, Chuck needs to be responsible for the wedding completely and that he's obligated to doing that, and that Andre gets to act any which way that he wants in order to, we lost Sincerity. We'll bring her back up.
That's totally true, because even Asuelu works at a yogurt shop, and Dre can maybe go to a yogurt shop and get a job as well.
Yeah, and at first, I felt like Elizabeth Libby, she was kind of going with it, and she's like, he stays at home and he's kind of like playing that role because it's better for us and our family for him to be with the baby instead of like putting the baby in daycare. And now she's kind of stepping up and she's like, that was then, this is now. Like, I'm not going to be the breadwinner anymore. And I like that.
Yeah, I think that's so true. I'm glad that she's kind of sticking up for herself as well. And I mean, it's a tough position being in between your family and the person that, you love and have a baby with.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's kind of interesting because I'm not really understanding like where Andre's behavior is coming from, because if you meet his brother seems like he's, super level-headed. His parents are very level-headed. I just don't understand where that kind of like, but maybe he just feels like he has something to prove. I don't know. I don't know where it's coming from.
Maybe every family has a crazy one, because I think I'm the crazy one in my family.
That you're the crazy one?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think my brother Aaron's the crazy one. So I feel like, yeah, maybe we do all have a crazy one.
Yeah. The only last thing I want to say is, do you remember the family Chantel?
Yes.
I'd love to see a spinoff where it's the family Chantel and Chuck, and they're just investigating people, because that they get the answers done. That'd be a good show, the two of them.
My God. I speaking of spinoffs, by the way, before you do go, Darcy and Stacey, are we watching or no?
I just want to see Darcy really take her power and stop letting men just control how she feels about everything, because she is a powerful woman with her businesses and her daughters. And I just want to see her get to that side of the story, and then I'll watch. If it's just her crying all the time, I can't watch it.
Okay, so we're gonna give it like 2-3 episodes, kind of like Married at First Sight, something like that, where we at least get in and kind of figure out what the story is before we even start watching.
Or if you keep covering it, I'll just keep watching your videos.
Okay, fair enough. I love that. All right, well, if you haven't already, before you go, make sure that you go check out my free vacation giveaway and enter to win, because you could definitely win it.
Oh, definitely. Thanks, Adam.
All right, bye. All right, I'm gonna bring in another guest. Guys, only 32 minutes in the room. We're doing so good. Guys, if you haven't already, 117 in the room. Make sure you like this video. That way we get more eyes on it. And tomorrow, if you guys want to, I'm going to post a poll. If you want to cover Darcy and Stacey, we could do it again. We already have, but we covered the early premiere. Getting my voice back. I got a little bit of water. We covered the early premiere, but tomorrow we're also covering Real Housewives of Potomac with Sherelle on Sherelle's World at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And tomorrow night at 7:15, we're doing this again, but with 90 Day Fiance the other way. Whew! And then on Tuesday, we're doing Super Bravo Tuesday. So we just have a week full, always. I love that, though. I like that we're busy. Hi, Shan.
Hey.
All right. So go ahead. What was your favorite part of the episode tonight? Oh, no.
All the side eye. She was queen of the side eye.
She's not having Jess.
Okay. Not even a little bit. But what I want to say is that I feel that every single couple and all the conflict boils down to just a lack of respect. You can say it's my culture this, my culture that, but if everybody would just respect and meet in the middle, there would be no conflict. But then there would be no show. So do I really want that?
Yeah.
Yes,
that makes sense.
That's sort of what I'm looking at. I'm not as funny as usual. Got a migraine today, but I had to share that. If we could just...
No, I hate that you have a migraine.
Yeah, but I'm still supporting. So yeah, I just wish there would be a little bit more respect, but my funny side was living for all of Debbie's side eye and Angela's lack of a purse.
I love that too. And I like that you posted that.
I'm
by the way, I hate this about me. I just have to give you a fact. I'm one of those serial, like I scroll through and I see something and I really like it, but I don't hit like. And then I'm always asking people to hit like on my videos.
I get it though. You're busy.
Who do I think I am? No, that's stupid. There's no excuse. Hit like on the video and go check out Shannon Ban. Hit like on her page too.
No, you can get away with anything with that dimple and that jawline.
Okay, you're pushing it. No, but I do hope you feel better, and thank you so much for being a trooper.
Thanks for being here and putting out some content.
Yeah, see you next time. All right, guys. So with that being said, we do have a few minutes left in the room. I'm going to bring back up Sincerity. If her mic works and her video works, that's going to be great. Then I'm gonna let her go ahead and sound off. If not, I'm going to bring back everybody else real quick to just say what their least favorite part of tonight's episode was. And then we're going to say goodbye because we have a busy week. And hopefully, I have fingers crossed. I think I have a surprise guest this week too. But I'm not going to just confirm that without getting the confirmation from their manager. I know that leaves you in suspense, but who would I be if I didn't give you some suspense? You know, that makes sense, right? Okay. So, hi, Sincerity.
Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
So,
what was your favorite part?
I also like to say hi to Master Blackjack. I hate to say it wrong. And
No,
to
Master
Brittany,
Blackjack,
Carla. I see them in the comments, but I couldn't comment. However, I love your show, Adam, and I'm so glad I was actually able to speak and have full communication without echo for the first time. But my favorite and worst part, I have to say, what people should not do is, I think Kalani, I really respected how she handled herself as not only a woman, but a mother. She kept herself calm and she held her composure and stayed humble when it was the conversation. I think that was a moment where Asuelu needed to become from that boy to a man. And it really showed growth from Asuelu in the beginning of the season till now. And I was proud of Asuelu. And I think Kalani was great wife and she was nothing but supportive. And I really felt heartbroken for him because, you know, as a mother, as a woman, as a human being, to see someone else cry and say, you know, listen, I want to take care of my children. And they're so innocent and little. And I see that's your child. He's a grown man crying. He's begging you that he can't help you. And to be like, please don't cry, my son. And all of a sudden to turn around like The Exorcist. It was like, but where's my money? Where's my money? Your sister, you know. It was really sad. I felt bad. And I really send my prayers to Kalani and Asuelu because that's really tough dealing with the media and the feedback. And I know he didn't come on so great this season, but that's heartbreaking. People are going through that around the world. And that is something that I think was great to bring to the reality show that has not been brought to the show on 90 Day Fiancé.
Are you talking about the mother-son dynamic?
Just, yeah, like, you know, this whole show is really based on, we see a lot of people that we think, okay, is this real? Is it fake? Who's, you know, is it a green card? Is it about money? Is it about going to the US? We're trying to figure certain people out, and then we're trying to figure out who's really here for love. And there is people that are really there. These two have a family together. They have 2 children, and his situation is different because we have Colty still hanging by his mom's chest, and we also have Asuelu. You know, in the beginning, it showed him as a boy, and we all kind of sat around and we were upset about his actions, but he showed so much growth. But the sad part is the dynamic of the mother and the son and how she was treating him. Like basically, in order to love us, to be a family, or for me to love you, you have to take care of us. We are your family first.
Do you feel like Colt and Deb and Asuelu and his mom, that they're on the wrong show and they should be on Smothered?
Smothered for Colty and Debbie. That would be
but
great.
But not for Asuelu and his mom.
Asuelu and his mom should be on a show where I think really, and being
camp.
Serious, Dr. Phil, and that's being serious. I think that Asuelu has issues there that we don't see because he hasn't had the right love that was given to him by that woman. And that's from what I see, and I'm not making judgment on his mother, but I understand what she's saying. This is our culture. This is what it is like in our culture. You have to be the man. But
I don't understand what I'm starting to not understand. And we've had this conversation on, if you haven't, guys, make sure you check it out, Sherelle's World, but I'm sure you already have. But we've had this conversation on Sherelle's World where we've talked about, yes, when you go somewhere else, like when Angela goes to see Michael, she respects his culture, right? And she respects, you know, like now she's starting to give a little pushback and she's like, this is my culture and this is how it's going to be when he comes here. And I want you guys to recognize that. But now Asuelu's family, they're in the United States. So at what point do they start respecting Kalani's culture and where in the culture of kind of what's going on here and respecting that, you know, he doesn't make the same kind of money and he has different obligations and he has different priorities now. At what point do they drop like the Samoan point of view?
You're right. I completely agree. And by using Angela and Michael, I agree with Angela. I think that they also have to understand, if you genuinely love me and we're doing this for marriage, you can tell Angela is doing this for marriage. She's doing this for love. I mean, this is not her first time around. It's the same person. You could tell it's genuine. Whether she's yelling, it's someone that's hurt. That's a hurt person. And my heart goes out to Angela because it's like, we had this discussion, what we spoke about between you and I, and now we go around your family and it's like, what are you doing? Are you using me? And that's what I kind of feel with Angela. And I feel bad because she keeps saying, I see the red flags. And it's like, we all know, well, some of us know what happened later on. However, I won't say much, but
yeah. Don't spoil.
You know, it's sad, you know, but I agree with Angela when his aunt said, Michael's aunt, when Angela walked away, she said to him, is that how she's going to look, how she acts here? Is that how she's going to act in her country? Of course, that's how she's been acting.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. She's going to curse him out in ShopRite. She don't care.
Well, speaking of Master Blackjack, you said, you know, a shout out to him. And he said, it's like Shannon Van said, culture doesn't matter if you're a decent, you know, pretty much human being to one another. And I agree with that. That's true. But then I feel like there's at some point you're arguing the topic of like, she's like, well, in our culture in Samoa, you pay for this. And then now you're arguing with culture as a defense because you're like, well, you're not in Samoa. So then it's automatically becoming a topic of culture when really that's not the case right now. Right. It's almost kind of a manipulation topic. But Sincerity, I appreciate you calling in. I'm going to bring you up before we end this, but I'm going to drop you down real quick to bring up another caller. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and, again, 147 in the room. Let's hit 170, guys. I'm about to bring up Alabama Camper in the room. Guys, if you haven't already, just make sure you like this video. It gets more eyes on the room. And if you haven't already, make sure you go check out my free vacation giveaway. I'm giving away a 3-day, 2-night, all-inclusive, except alcohol, luxurious vacation. Just go check it out. Hi, Alabama Camper. Hello. You're on mute.
Hi.
Can you hear us? Hi.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? Nope. Yeah. Can you hear us now? Hey.
Might have to drop me. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear us? Oh, well, thank you for calling, Alabama Camper. Sorry. Oh, guys, sometimes if it doesn't work, it's totally okay. Thank you for trying to call in. At least try. If it doesn't work, then we'll just drop you out and then call back next time. It's really not that big of a deal, guys. At least try. It's fun to have more people kind of engage in, you know, I want more people in the conversation. She's actually, Alabama Camper's trying one more time. Out of respect, we have to. Alabama Camper, can you hear me?
Yes, hi. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, did you watch the episode?
I did.
What was your favorite part? Okay. Favorite part.
I had a lot of favorite parts, but my favorite part was the fact that Asuelu and his mother, like, if my child, I could never talk to my child like that. I know it's a different culture, but she was like, you're going to pay me and you're going to give me money or else. And the sisters were sitting there, right? And they're
What do
in
they do
America.
though? Alabama camper. What does Tammy do?
Yeah, but did you notice that she had a man, like with the kids there? Like, she had a guy there. So what does he do? And why isn't he taking care of the family? Why is it just Asuelu's issue? I don't understand that. But
I don't think
felt
it's
really
just a
bad
Asuelu's
for him.
issue. I just think that other people in the family are contributing their part, and Asuelu is probably not.
Right. Well, I don't know, but I felt really bad for him. And then also Michael and Angela. Woo, Angela, that girl was on point. Because I'm going to tell you, I would not put up with that being submissive crap. But she is in his, in his culture.
But she's already respected it, right?
Right. I believe that she has to a point. But also the Aunt Lydia, was that her name? I can't remember her name. But she was like, I am like going to tell you right now, she's too bossy.
Oh, did we lose you, Alabama Kemper? Guys, we might have just lost Alabama Camper. She was talking about when Michael's aunt, who, of course, like I said, she's the head honcho, of the family, was starting to say that Angela is no good. She's too bossy. This isn't going to work. All right. So with that being said, is Alabama Camper back up? Nope, she's still back out. Okay, so now we're going to go say our goodbyes, and we're going to say our least favorite moment of tonight. Actually, no, scratch that. Let's turn the negative into a positive. Let's say what we're looking forward to most next episode. I want to do that. 141 in the room. Guys, what we're looking forward to most next episode. I'm going to start with you, Carla.
Okay. What I'm looking forward to is seeing if Sinjin is going to stay in South Africa.
I feel like he's not going back.
I don't know if he is. I hope he does though, and the only reason why is because Tanya has too many expectations that I don't think that he's gonna meet right now. He's a little bit more free than Tanya. I mean, Tanya is free, but Sinjin is like super like above the extra, like hype, ADD type, So he's I don't think it's gonna work out too long. But
okay.
I'm not gonna be no hater. This is positive. I wish them the best.
Okay, that's what you look forward to then the most, is just seeing if he ends up making it back to the States or staying. Okay. All right. Well, Carla, I appreciate you watching, and don't miss tomorrow. And also, I'm posting the poll in the community tab. If I get more than 30 votes that say yes, then we'll recover Darcy and Stacey in the morning if people want to. If not, then just catch me on Sherelle's World at 11 doing Potomac if you're watching.
Definitely. I'm gonna catch into it. But like the other callers said, if she's gonna be doing all that crying and yapping and drinking and stuff, I don't want to be bothered.
Okay, well, let's give them a chance. We're gonna give them a chance.
Okay. All right. Just for you, Adam. Just for you.
All right, Carla. We'll see you next time.
See you later.
All right. So, ladies first, I have 2 left in the room. We're gonna hear what Sincerity is looking forward to most in the upcoming episode. Guys, I can't talk. I feel like, I better not be getting sick.
Hi.
All right, Sincerity, what are we looking forward to most next episode?
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the arrival of Colty and Debbie arriving home, and Vanessa, and how that trio, when they get home, how that conversation is going to be. Even though, Colty's everywhere, but I would like to see how that's going to turn out when Vanessa's around the mother and Colt's around, and all 3 of them are right there, and see if maybe Jess calls, because there's going to be a left, maybe a right turn. But,
then you have to remember too, we're going to see Larissa and Jess meet up too. So at some point they're coming together, and we have a lot going on.
Yes, it's going to be fireworks, I think.
Yeah, we're going to be crossing paths. All right, Sincerity, I appreciate you calling in, and I'm so happy that tonight that it actually worked out and you were able to
Yes.
have some voice time without it cutting out or anybody cutting you off. So I really appreciate you calling back.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
thank you for letting me call in.
Yeah.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
See you
Thank
next time. All right, and guys, we're just gonna go ahead and end it off tonight with you guys. Well, you know who he is, Jamal.
Hey guys,
Finish our night.
all right,
So, what are we looking forward to most?
I want to see the dynamic, like Sincerity. I want to see the dynamic between Vanessa, Colt, and Debbie, but I also want to see the conversation between Debbie and Vanessa while Colt's in the vicinity and how that's gonna go.
Well, Debbie and Vanessa are obviously just going to talk crap about Jess, right? And about the whole blow up.
But I want to see what they talk about their plan and Colt overhears and how he's going to take that and how he's going to see Vanessa. That's what I want to see.
I just wish I feel like we have more to watch, and again, like that's what you want to see, and it makes sense because the more that we watch, the more we're going to be able to like dissect this. And I love the fact that, you know, some of us who watch this, like we have these little bit of like backgrounds where we can kind of know what's going on behind the camera off to the side. But this one, I can't necessarily like rip apart. I don't know what's happening. I obviously see that Debbie and Vanessa, they have a great relationship and they talk, but I feel like Colt and Vanessa, they also talk. So I just feel like maybe Colt is just all the time lying to Vanessa about the conversations he's having with everyone else, maybe, and Jess, just like he's lying to Jess about the conversations he has with Vanessa.
But we know Colt just lies, so he's an established liar. But I just want to know if they get into the nitty gritty, Vanessa and Debbie, about what they did to set things off, and if Colt overhears that conversation. I'm just curious, how comfortable they are, or how comfortable they will be back in Vegas, back in the house.
All right, Jamal. Well, I guess we're gonna have to tune in to find out. And I appreciate you calling in. And or if we do Darcy and Stacy tomorrow, I just want to hear from people. Are we gonna see you or no?
I'm interested just to see like how they are together navigating their life versus it just being all focused on Darcy with Stacy as like a Tiffany bracelet on the side. So I'm looking forward to it. Me
too. I'm looking forward to Stacy's 90 days. So
yes.
All right, Jamal. Thanks for calling in, and
Anytime.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Guys, also, I don't want to leave without saying thank you so much to Kathy for the super sticker, and also thank you so much, Zelda, for the super sticker. Guys, if you haven't already, there's 128 in the room. Please like this video. I just posted yesterday a free vacation giveaway, a free luxurious vacation giveaway for 2. It's on my channel. All you have to do is like the video, comment the person that you would take with you, share the video, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel, and you have a shot at winning the vacation. I think that I may have overshot it with trying to hit 50,000 views, but guys, I reach for the stars. That's just who I am. So I think maybe I may have overshot it. I'm going to give it a week and see what kind of views we get. If for some reason it's not looking like that, we obviously have a deadline for the giveaway. So if I did overshoot it, then I'll just cut it and then we'll pick a winner and I'll come up with a different timeline as far as views. We'll still pick it all the same, but just maybe I'll cut it from 50,000 views to like 10 or 20 or something like that, just to make it fair for everybody. But guys, again, thank you so much for calling in. Make sure you catch us tomorrow. I'm posting a poll tonight to ask you guys if you want to recover Darcy and Stacy. If you do, let's do it. If not, catch me tomorrow at 11 a.m. on Sherelle's World. We're recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac. But bye, guys, except you, Jolene. Bye, guys. This is so awkward. This is